Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. We're gonna get straight into the daily tea. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, commenting, all the things. We're gonna start today with the Black Moon Astrology cards. So just tapping into my guides. Tapping into this collective. I always like to set the intention that everyone that's meant to be here will find their way here. There will be a message to uplift, heal, or inspire. What is the overall challenge? And the best path forward. All right. Overall energy right now, we got Pluto transformation. Oh, on the bottom, we got number 47, which breaks down to what? 11, master number 11. The Grand Cross, the Provoker. The Provoker. So, yeah, this is more that energy that I've been picking up on of like things kind of being laid out behind the scenes. Helen Keller said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. The Grand Cross is an area of tension, but it becomes a catalyst for movement and change. The Grand Cross is also called the Grand Square, and it forms when four planets it's pretty rare, but it forms when four planets form a perfect cross in the skies. 90 degrees, I believe. Meaning there are four planetary squares and then two oppositions. And squares in the astrological chart, sorry, my cat is like attacking my feet right now. Squares cause tension, restriction. Oppositions often are also they're often a little they're soft aspects. They come with the pressure to grow, and also the will to exceed any limitations that are put in your path. But the Grand Cross is the most rare and intense of all. In mythology, this alignment represents the four directions. So the Grand Cross, it's also called the Cosmic Cross, and it's symbolic of the four seasons, the equinoxes and solstices, as well as the cross quarter days. Come on, Crystal. Go on now. Usually when a Grand Cross occurs, it indicates some kind of crisis. Even though through this, whatever it is, it will be, yes, there will be pain, but it's this painful process for growth and then renewal and then eventually a greater foundation for happiness and success. So, it's more that energy that I was catching. Like, there's something under the scenes that is, like, turning things. And I have a feeling Saturn could be involved, the law of the Lord of Karma. So you might want to check your charts. You might have this configuration going on in your charts. I haven't even looked at, and I don't have my other phone near me, but I'll have to check it out later. So there could be frustrations. You might feel a bit overwhelmed by, the reality of some situations, but things are balancing out. Okay. You might find that you're kind of like mulling over matters, though. You're in that loop we were just talking about yesterday. catching yourself in those loops. It's a good time to focus on self-worth. This is initiation energy. Okay, there's a need to act here. There's also a need to take a realistic look at the future. It's an unfavorable time to act on impulse. Okay? So there may be some pressure here to improve in some way, to foster some kind of discipline. There could be frustrations, but there's growth. Okay? There could be some defensiveness or competition, but there's going to be a victory at the end of this. And then we've got another number 11 and another number 11. 29 breaks down to 11, and we got 11. 39 is 12. All right, so 11s are mastery, awakenings. Come on, what are you doing, cat? Sorry, she's going crazy. Pluto, transformation. Yeah, I'm surprised Saturn isn't out here as well, but it makes sense that Pluto's out here. So Pluto is the smallest, most outermost planet. It probably carries the most weight. Pluto's the planet of extremes, birth, sex, death. In Greek legend, Pluto was the god of the underworld, and his earlier name, Hades, came to designate the dwelling place for the dead. So the name Hades means the unseen, and it's a good description of the energies of Pluto, which tend to transform areas of the astrological chart without us knowing until like there's some kind of explosion or blowout. And although it's now considered a dwarf planet, transits from Pluto are extremely powerful and bring on significant life changes. In traditional astrology, Pluto is the higher octave of Mars, but does have some similarities to Saturn, which is also a force of oppression. Okay, Pluto governs renewal and rebirth, and it brings to the surface things that have been hidden or are felt deep inside. Okay, there's sometimes, God dang it! This fucking cat. Get out of here. Go. Oh my God, you guys. Would you? She has a thing with, oh my God. I'm so sorry. She has a thing with fabrics. Like, I have a blanket on my lap. So she's constantly like attacking my feet while I'm sleeping, or just sitting. Stop it! Go on, get. I'm gonna kick you out, dude. Fucking asshole. Okay, sorry. Coming back. Hopefully, get out of here. Go. Jerk. Okay, what was I saying? Pluto brings to the surface shit that's been hidden, or things that have been felt deep inside, right? And maybe sometimes too painful to confront, too embarrassing, too taboo. Pluto tends to inspire unwelcome surprises. And it can kind of be like a tower moment collapsing in your life, from which you need to rebuild from debris and also inspiration. Okay, things that you may have relied upon for being there suddenly disappear or leave. If you would like the extended version of this reading, please make sure you are on my YouTube channel. It is linked in my bio if you're on TikTok. Love you guys. All right, coming straight back. So more than anything, Pluto represents beginnings and endings. endings and beginnings, I should say. It's not a card of physical death per se, since in our lifetimes we, experience many deaths and new starts. It's simply a time when the decks are being wiped clean for new action. And most of the time, you begin to feel that some kind of energy, like something's not right, and then things go down strangely with kind of like an eerie silence, kind of like the Titanic. So if you're in a relationship that's been difficult, it's either going to end or it'll deepen and become more fulfilling. Any romance that starts at this time should prove to be really intense. Okay, it is very important not to try to control things, and instead to surrender to the ups and downs for a while, although some of these changes may be painful ones. That said, it is a time of intense sexuality. It may come in various forms: great sex, not enough sex, strange sex, most likely intense and consuming sex. In terms of job or career, it may be time to get another. When the Pluto card presents itself in a reading, you've been recently, you may have been recently infatuated with a hidden subject or certain mysteries or the taboo. It could be a time when you're able to sense and feel spirits around you. Sometimes this card can indicate psychic attacks, so just be careful who you're opening up to at this time. Just be cautious. Let's see. Your strength is growing, okay? It's important at this time, though, to protect yourself spiritually from anything negative, like the vampire energy, vampire types of people, lost spirits, looking for a home. Also, gifts have been coming through, so some of you guys might be tapping into some of this, especially with the communication card out here, with the creativity card. Some of you guys might be tapping into some like mediumship. Just make sure that you are spiritually protecting yourself, okay? On a mundane level, you may have to be a little careful with your finances, taxes, inheritances. You might have the opportunity to suddenly move to a new home. Just beware of the foundation, the water, sewer problems. Also the possibility the house might be haunted. Think of Pluto as leftover things that tend to languish in this state of decay or decadence, but more positively, rejuvenation, healing, rebirth. Okay? So yes, it's a card of destruction, but it's also creating, right? It's new creation. It's regenerating. Okay? It's passing away the old and bringing in the new. Okay? Let's see. For the difficulty or the challenge, we've got the air element, 39. So you might have some problems communicating. Okay. And I just did a channeled message with the air energy. I invite you to check that out. I'll probably do another one of those today. I'm thinking Earth is going to be next. But yeah, it was called Invitation to Connect Air Energy. All action results from thought. So it's the thoughts that matter. This is saying, think it over first. Bless you, son. Put some mental energy, jeez, I can't speak, effort. Put some mental effort into it before you put your talk into action, okay? Be logical, sort it out. The air element is about being objective and becoming mentally inspired. When we think of air, we think of clouds and sky and what connects us to the beyond. Air is all about lofty thinking. It's about broad-minded expansiveness. Air sign people, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, sometimes can come off as a little cool or detached, but they weigh everything. They mull the situation over, decide what they think, process what they feel. Air also reminds us of flight, and flights of the mind are what the air element rules over. Okay, so and also those that are governed by air signs are because they're more mentally inclined, they tend to distance the emotions. Okay, so you may have some experience where you're either you or someone you know is distant emotionally. Air can represent overthinking, distancing the heart, emotions, with like abstractions, mental puzzles. But this works well when, things need to be sorted out and clarified. Air also represents clairseeing, so it can signify clairvoyant abilities as well as like seeing things for what they truly are without emotions involved. So when the air element comes up, it's time to put into words what you want, what you desire, what you expect. The good news is some issues that you've been working on the current timeline and possibly from the past are now being resolved. Okay, you're able to face them without pretense and probably most importantly with honesty. Air is all about being quick on your toes, how curious you are, how ingenious. Right? So being this is the challenge, there could be some challenge with your communicating. You could be really in your head about something. When your questions about relationships or romance, someone may not be willing to commit as much as the other at this time. It's possible that they're embarrassed or not as comfortable about sharing their emotions as the other one. So the air element card can mean there's this kind of impasse in relationships, and it can become a type of like weighing of all the angles and the odds, and being unable to reach a decision. But this will only be a temporary matter. Okay. You can expect travel when this card comes up. There could be some delays in travel. And it could be like major trips that you might be planning, not like a routine trip. It'll take planning, maybe even air travel. Which also we've been seeing complications with, the planes and all of that recently. Ideally, this card indicates the powers of manifestation, the magic of the mind, and thought bringing ideas into reality. So what you think might be can happen. So guard how you think and be especially careful the words that you choose. Okay, to spell a word is to say a word, to cast a spell. The ancients knew that, words held magic with them, and so do thoughts. And so if nothing else, the element card indicates that your mind and your words have power, and you should use them well. Okay, and this card corresponds to the Ace of Swords, which has also been coming out pretty often this week. And then the best path forward, we've got number 29, creativity. Use your creative power, okay? Be happy. Give yourself the gift of happiness. If the zodiac had a fun house, it would be the 5th house. Okay, this is pleasure, creativity, children, all, the elements of this house. Being ingenious and in the limelight. We find our childlike imaginations in this house. It's, through storytelling, through fantasy, through playing, right? That's very much what the fifth house is about. It's this part of the house, or the part of the chart, that rules over romance also, especially the beginning stages. As children, our imaginations know no bounds. We indulge in creative performances, and when, as adults, we dip into this field, we allow our minds and hearts to roam free and produce masterpieces, right? When the fifth house brings romance, we also enter into a kind of playfulness, a sensual joy that happens inside the playground of adulthood. Right? This card turning up as the best path forward is saying to be playful, okay? There could be something that you've created or will begin to create, something to be proud of, something that will bring others joy. And if you have been on a stage or just an area where adults can kind of let down your hair and become children, you may find that brings you a lot of joy at this time. I don't know if some of you guys are thinking about doing a play, or this also speaks to completions to goals. So for which there might be celebration, or maybe you want to celebrate some of your goals being accomplished. If you put some hard work into a project, you're going to start to see the results. Gifts, parties, gatherings, premieres, galas, even weddings might figure in with this energy. Fifth house is a natural house for Leo. So someone close to you, a potential lover, a mate, or the two of you together could make a very striking appearance at this time. It's time to go out. It's time to be seen. This card could also turn up like in the time of a budding romance. Perhaps your current relationship will go through a positive transformation, or perhaps there's a potential new mate on the scene. The fifth house is strongly tied to artistic expression, art of every kind, painting, drawing, creating stage sets, consuming, or costuming, writing stage and screenplays, making films, music, social media videos in this day, right? If you're a parent, the fifth house also stands for children. It stands for other offspring, grandchildren, sometimes even friends of your children. This card could indicate a younger relative could be singled out for some special acknowledgement. The Jupiter card has also been coming up a lot this week, which it's this feeling of abundance coming in. So yeah, the best path forward is going to be in finding joy in creativity, self-expression, all right? Entertainment. I just want to get a couple from the Yin Yang Oracle to wrap this up. Any more messages for this collective? Thank you guys, by the way, for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Any more messages? So yeah, things might, get a little turbulent, but it's going to cause breakthrough, all right? It's a good time to take action. There's something you've been feeling guided to do or nudged in a certain direction. It may be a good time to do that. Good time to connect with your higher self. Connect with your self-worth. What makes you feel good? What expectations do you have for yourself? And are you meeting them? And look, I knew Jupiter was going to come out here. I just realized that's the Jupiter card. Yeah, I was feeling Jupiter. Jupiter in this deck is about taking action and having courage to take action. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Fire. So there's a fire being lit under your ass, and it's time to move. It's time to take up space and take action and create. Okay? Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys again for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all the things. I appreciate you guys. Please do make sure you are also checking out my TikTok, Facebook, Insta, all the other social media platforms. Love you guys.